Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Unless you are willing to use kinetic force against China, China will not stop. Period. I've said it. Unless you're willing to use force against China. The very serious crime, I'll tell you the number of people who have died because of COVID and the homes that have been destroyed. Had this not been a pandemic, it would have been declared genocide. Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. There is exciting news. Now what has happened is that our friend Taiwan says that China has sent more than 103 Chinese warplanes which have violated Taiwanese airspace. Now what does this mean? 103 warplanes. This could be bombers, fighter bombers, fighters, who knows. But this is the PLA Air Force, right, which is the Chinese Air Force, and they have sent 103 Chinese warplanes in a 24-hour period. The Ministry of National Defense detected these aircraft between the morning of September 17th and 18th and expressed this recent high posed severe challenges, and Beijing's military harassment can lead to a sharp spike in tension across the Taiwan Strait and worsen regional security. This is all nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. 103 Chinese warplanes going into or violating Taiwanese airspace. What does it mean in geopolitical terms? It means that China is desperate for a showdown. And let me take some time and analyze for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me analyze this. And let's be very honest here. Unless you are willing to use kinetic force against China, China will not stop. Period. I've said it. Unless you're willing to use force against China. Do you think you can win over China by diplomacy? No, sir. Absolutely not. You cannot win over China by diplomacy because China believes with all its heart and soul that Taiwan is a part of China. Something like a breakaway faction, you know. They're talking about Chiang Kai-shek. The Chinese. They're saying that Taiwan is nothing but an extension of China. It is China for all practical purposes. And we will take it over by force if necessary. America says today that we will defend Taiwan. You know, this is so wrong. This is so wrong that the Americans are doing and the West is doing. If you want to defend Taiwan, you must put your money where your mouth is. The problem is that America has always gone to war with countries that are weaker on paper. And those very countries that thrashed Americans. Let's talk about Vietnam. What happened in Korea? Right? This country is this much. It thrashed the Americans. Korea. America couldn't do very much there. Afghanistan, America had to withdraw. Iraq. Look at America's shenanigans all over the world. Unfortunately, great people. I'm talking about the Americans. Great people, fantastic people, lovely country. The problem is that their deep state does not understand the Chinese mindset, and we do. We understand the Chinese mindset very well. The Chinese understand the language of force. Now, today the Taiwanese are saying 103 aircraft violating our airspace. America is saying, America is making noises. But the proof of the pudding is that the Americans will do to Taiwan exactly what they have done to Zelensky. They told Zelensky, fight. That greedy fool, and I'm calling Zelensky a greedy fool, that greedy fool actually started taking money, pilfering that money, corruption of hundreds of millions of dollars, perhaps billions of dollars. No one knows till now. And I'm quoting Seymour Hersh's article. You know, there is no bigger name in foreign affairs and geopolitics like Seymour Hersh. He is the man as far as this field is concerned. And he has investigated thoroughly and he says that Zelensky is totally corrupt. This is exactly what they're doing with Taiwan. They will give Taiwan weapons. And if push comes to a shove, if the Chinese invade the Taiwanese mainland. You know, a lot of people say, oh, the Taiwan Strait, they can only do this, they can only do that, and they can only, certain times the landing, the beachhead, this and that. I've seen a lot of guys talking in these terms. That is not important. The beachhead is not important. That is tactical. If the Chinese want to get to Taiwan, they'll figure out a way. They have tremendous lift capability. They will land in Taiwan. They will make sure that the aircraft carriers surround Taiwan. They'll make sure that their ships land on Taiwanese ports. They will take over a Taiwanese port, they'll make sure the ships land there, and they'll make sure that they enter Taiwan. They will do whatever they have to do. China is pushing. Why is China sending warplanes? China is pushing to see the world's reaction. This is what China has always done. China is pushing. China is sending 103 aircraft. Within 24 hours, 17th and 18th of September, China sent 103 aircraft that violated Taiwanese airspace. Tomorrow, the Chinese will just say that the Chinese army exercises happened and they just walked over Taiwanese land and they went back. This is what they were trying to do in Galwan when the Indian army thrashed them. This is exactly what they were trying to do. But here they were beaten black and blue. I'm not so sure about Taiwan because Taiwan is a very small country, ladies and gentlemen. Very small. And the problem with Taiwan is that while there is a lot of, in the sense that noise coming from America that we will support Taiwan and if China invades Taiwan, we will stop China by force. That's not true. That's not true. The Americans are known never to fight an enemy whom they consider powerful. The Americans will only attack if you're weak. And then they'll get beaten in the process, like they did in Afghanistan. Long history, which I've already mentioned. What you should do with regard to the Chinese is this. What India should do, let me tell you. Because in many ways, our situations are very different from Taiwan, and in a few ways, in small ways, our situation is similar in small ways, but in the larger context, it's slightly different. What we must do is have a pact with Taiwan. And that pact is simple. It's not a defense pact. It's an understanding with Taiwan that if China creates a problem for Taiwan, India will start creating a problem across the line of actual control. The problem is that China has created a climate of fear. And people are scared of actually taking kinetic action against China because China has always portrayed an image of a lunatic. You can fight a stronger person, but how do you fight a guy who's willing to scratch, willing to bite? There are certain rules of a fight. China doesn't follow any rules. And China has, managed to portray an image of, somebody that is, or a nation that is unbalanced. China can do anything. China will do this. So I'm telling you, China can do nothing. The only way out of this is to go kinetic against China. Once you drop a couple of Chinese or a few Chinese, or you sink their ships, China will go back and start and get into the thinking mode. Chinese are not 10 feet tall. Let me tell you, we have proven, the Indian army has proven again and again, the Chinese are not 10 feet tall. You have to sort out the Chinese. Otherwise, next, I'm telling you next, is just their ships violating Taiwanese sovereignty. They're entering the Taiwanese economic zone. The Air Force violating it. What do you think is next? The Navy has done it. Their Air Force has done it. Do you think their army is far away? The PLA army will do it. The PLA Navy has done it. The PLA Air Force has done it. Now it's time for the PLA army. They'll just go somewhere near Taiwan and they'll just say that we took a walk there and there will be a small confrontation, a small altercation, and the Chinese will leave within a few hours. But they would have made a very important point that Chinese soldiers have set foot on Taiwanese soil. And they're going to do that. Year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know the time frame, but they will do that. And the world is ill prepared because we think that talking to China will sort it out. No, hitting China will sort it out. Another news is WHO, World Health Organization Chief, Director General, his name is Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, long name. He says that we are pressing China to give full access and we are asking countries to raise it during their bilateral meetings to urge Beijing to cooperate. Now I'll tell you the background of this news is that the chief of the World Health Organization urged Beijing to offer more information on the origin of COVID-19 and is ready to send a second team to probe the matter. The virus was first identified in Wuhan, China in December 2019. Now WHO says, we sent a team before, the team was unsuccessful. We want to send a team again. All right, we want to send a team again into China. We want China to cooperate and at least tell us about the origin so we are better prepared next time. So many hundreds of thousands of people have died all over the world. Literally millions have died actually. If you count global figures, millions have died due to COVID and it all started from China. But you know what China is saying? China will not even allow the WHO guys to come and investigate They're okay about people dying across the world all over again. They're fine with it. It is the Chinese virus, and which is what I'm saying, every time you say Chinese virus, the Chinese guys will say, oh, you're being racist. We are not being racist. It is the Chinese virus. You created that virus. You created that virus, and today that virus has destroyed economies around the world. It has destroyed families around the world. It has killed people. And China must take responsibility, and I would urge the WHO. I would urge the WHO to, along with the United Nations, with the UN Security Council, of which China is a permanent member, China owes reparations to the rest of the world. China has done this, and China should be fined. China should be fined, and China should be asked to give money as damages to whichever country was, afflicted across the world. China should pay for it, even if the People's Republic of China goes bankrupt. They should be made to pay for it. These people are hiding the very serious crime. I'll tell you the number of people who have died because of COVID and the homes that have been destroyed. Had this not been a pandemic, it would have been declared genocide. That is what the Chinese have done. And today, Chinese fail to take responsibility. They must be held into account. People have forgotten about COVID. People are now talking about the Russia-Ukraine war, and they're talking about, Taiwan this and that. People have forgotten about COVID and how China created this COVID thing. China created COVID. It came out of Wuhan. That is what WHO is saying. The world knows it came out of Wuhan, and WHO papers prove that it came out of Wuhan. And China owes the world reparations. China should be asked to pay billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to all the countries who have been afflicted because of COVID, because it came out of China. And I could have understood. You see, let's say a virus comes out of Africa, and the African country says, yes, it came out of here, but I'm sorry, we don't have the means to stop it. We're a poor country. We can understand that. The problem is China is trying to hide it. And the problem is that all indicators point to the fact that they created it in a lab. You know what I'm saying? So this is not some virus because some crazy Chinese ate a bat or ate a rat or something like that, which they do every day. That's not the point. The point is that these Chinese guys created it in a laboratory. And because there is so much of, how would I say, the ability of the Chinese to hide information and make everything opaque, right? That is why these guys are getting nowhere. They created a bioweapon, deliberately created a bioweapon and let it loose. And it's killed so many people. Yeah? It's destroyed families. It's destroyed economies across the world. And there is no accountability as far as China is concerned. China must be made to pay. The last news also, ladies and gentlemen, is of China. And to counter China in the Indian Ocean region, India plans a 175 warship navy by 2035, which means that in the next 12 years, the Indian Navy will be 175 warships strong. Currently, it's a 132 warship navy, the Indian Navy. Currently, 132. It's now adding, the Indian Navy is now adding 68 new warships, which include 8 next-generation corvettes, 9 submarines, 5 survey vessels, 2 multi-purpose vessels, and many more. There are, as I said, there are submarines in this. There is there's an aircraft carrier in this. There is so much more. There are destroyers which are coming out. A total of 68 warships are now on order, each and every single one of them under the Make in India Atmanirbhar Bharat program. They're being made in India to counter the Chinese. We will counter the Chinese warship for warship, soldier for soldier, missile for missile. And we can do it. Our economy can sustain it. And we are determined to do it. We will stop the Chinese, even if the United States of America, all right, even if Europe are or feel that they are safe because of the distances involved, and China is maybe 8,000 kilometers away. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. China is destroying your economy from within, right? And if there is one nation that will stand in front of China and face China and give China a whipping of a lifetime, that is India. And we are on the path to arming ourselves to the teeth because of China. No other reason. We don't wish war on any country. But with China, we know that Chinese cannot be trusted. And we are there to give them a befitting response. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with this, I come to the end of my video. But we are again starting, as I mentioned before, I promised that I'll start the question and answer series. So I have 4 comments here. These are not questions. I'll deal with them. I'll take the names of the people who have written to us in the comments, YouTube comment section. And from tomorrow, I would request you, to please send in your questions, put them up in the comments, send us your questions, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick 4 questions and answer 4 questions. So here it is. This is from Sheshagiri Vemuri 6503. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Sheshagiri Vemuri. Dear Gaurav, Arya ji, hello Sheshagiri ji. Air safety protocols ordain all countries to fill aircraft with fuel to fly to and fro to a destination in case the flight has to return without landing. Pakistan is using it to fill fuel in its aircraft without paying. That's very true. Sheshagiri ji, you're very right. Pakistan does that. Pakistan will go fill fuel and say, we'll pay you next time. Yeah. Don't worry. Are we running away? We're here. Don't worry about the money. And it'll come again. Again, the next flight after one day, they'll say, are we running away? We are here. We're not going anywhere. Put the fuel. We'll pay you tomorrow. Till the time that guy gets really, really mad and upset with the Pakistanis and said that, no, now I'm going to hold your plane. This has happened to a lot of Pakistani aircraft, not paying for fuel, not paying for maintenance, not paying for hangar charges, not paying for anything for that matter. The next comment is from Vignesh B 5347. Yes, they need PIA in working conditions. It's very important to do when things go all crazy and the elite can escape with their relatives and belongings to Europe or America, Canada. Vignesh ji, I just want to tell you that they don't need PIA to fly. The elite, you know what happened? I'll tell you, this is true. When Imran Khan was arrested on May 9th and there was a crackdown by the army, first everybody went wild and all these lunatics from PTI started to burn stuff and, Lahore Corps Commander's house and all that nonsense they started doing. When the Pakistani army started, they knew that the Pakistani army would start cracking the whip, and it did. It did after 2-3 days. It did. Between 9th and 11th of May 2023, after Imran Khan's arrest, more than 170 chartered jets flew out of Pakistan. So what they will do is, Pakistan doesn't have chartered jets. But the elite of Pakistan have got a lot of money, ill-gotten wealth here. They have phenomenal wealth. There are many billionaires there with unaccounted for wealth in Pakistan. They're all theft. It's not like honorable money. It's not like they have big businesses and all. It's all fraud in Pakistan. But they have a lot of wealth. It doesn't matter to them. They'll just call London and say that, hey, send me a jet. Don't worry about the money. They have all the money parked abroad. Their person in London will just transfer that much money. A private jet will come for the family. London, Lahore, these guys go. They fly out to London. Somebody's going to call Paris. Somebody's going to call New York City. Somebody will call Dubai. It's all done. There are private jets everywhere, and most of these elite, they don't fly PIA. They have all their jets ready, their private jets. All you have to do is call. And there are companies who lease private jets here. And Pakistani elite are amongst the highest, quote-unquote, consumers of these private jets because there is unaccounted for wealth. It's all money with this so-called war on terror. It's all American money. It's not that they have earned it honestly. Very few of them have earned their money honestly. It's all real estate money, black to white, white to black. That sort of nonsense that happens in Pakistan. So all that wealth, they don't need the PIA to fly. They'll fly on their own. They can charter jets. Abhu Tiwari, 4380. Abhu Tiwari ji says, PIA is no ordinary airlines. Regular airlines get you from point A to point B. PIA was designed to take Pakistanis from point A to Jannat, which is not a bad analysis at all. Yeah. Everybody here. Why just PIA? Pakistan was designed, not Pakistan International Airlines. Pakistan was designed to take people from place A to Jannat. That is what Pakistan does, which is why all the terrorists and all these major suicide bombers are inside Pakistan. That is their cottage industry. I mean, how does a poor man find happiness in Pakistan? The rich, for happiness, they go to Dubai, they go to London, they go to New York. What is happiness for a poor man in Pakistan who has got no hope? That's it. Os Gang. I hope I'm pronouncing it clearly. I don't know if it's a name or a pet name or what it is. I don't know. Or an ID. Os Gang 9495. Hopefully they will not run out of money when their one plane is in the air, unless it's over terror headquarters, Rawalpindi, GHQ, of course. So yeah, they will not run out of money because, see, Pakistan, I'll tell you something about Pakistan. Os Gang 9495. Pakistan has a lot of unaccounted for money. Nobody pays tax in Pakistan. So the truth is Pakistan a poor country? No. Pakistan is a well-off country with poor people and an elite who have disproportionate wealth, and that is not legal wealth. Okay? So if you say that Pakistan is a poor country, it's not a poor country. Pakistani elite have a lot of money, but they're thieves. The problem is this. Indian elite have got 100 times more money than Pakistani elite. But in India, they pay their taxes. They pay their taxes and everything is accounted for mostly. In Pakistan, nothing is accounted for. Nobody pays taxes. They just steal the money. So where does this money come from? It's drug money, it's real estate money, it's corruption money, it's, you give a contract, you take money. It's that sort of money in Pakistan. It's not like some Pakistani has set up a massive television factory and he's exporting to America and he's making billions of dollars. It's not like that. This is dirty money in Pakistan, and Pakistanis are very proud of that dirty money. So that is how Pakistan rolls. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like the new format of our videos, and this is the format which is going to be presented in front of you from tomorrow onwards. I request you to watch our videos every day, give us maximum likes. That gives a pump to our team here. Yeah, we say that, boss, today so many people saw a video, tomorrow we have to do much better. It motivates us. So like this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon, and don't forget to send your questions in the comment sections. I will take 4 questions and I'll answer them tomorrow and every single day of the week. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.